Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today I have your epic trials for Zhul'Kari, and then I have an abbreviated weekly preview after that. So I have level 300 and level 350 battles for the epic trials for Zhul'Kari with strategy and all that. And then I have a very abbreviated weekly preview for the real ones. It's like the SOULFORGE, the event key drop table, what else is going on this week, and stuff like that, and news, whatever. But here is the epic trials. So, we have Night Terror, Aranzi Guardian, Giant Spider, and the Widow Queen. That is our team. The enemy's team isn't very significant. They don't really have anything that scared me too much. Their first two are damage dealers. Their second two are mana generators. So as soon as you get rid of those first two, you're good to go. Like they're not, you're just skulls is all you have to avoid after that. But the strategy here is the Widow Queen mostly. And the order I would recommend is Night Terror, Aranzi Guardian, Giant Spider, and the Widow Queen. That's what I recommend. If you want to do Aranzi Guardian and Night Terror, like flip-flop them, that's fine. But make sure you have Giant Spider and the Widow Queen on the bottom in that order. Aranzi Guardian is actually slightly more useful than the Night Terror. The Night Terror is the least useful. It's the one you should try to sacrifice, and that is the strategy. So the strategy here late is to use the Widow Queen to sacrifice the Night Terror, and you're looking for some specific troops, because then you can use other strategies once you get these specific Zhul'Kari troops. The Widow Queen will summon a random Zhul'Kari troop, so that includes Arc Proxy Avendra, Arachnian Weaver, Secret Darkwood, Web Spinner, and then there's other ones that are decent too, like the Devourer. And a couple others, but those are the main ones. What you really want to try for is either Web Spinner plus Aranzi Guardian, or Secra plus another elf. Those are the two best. If you happen to get Arachnian Weaver or Arc Proxy Avendra, they are good too, but the two strategies I would recommend are either Web Spinner up top with Aranzi Guardian, which in that case you would use Web Spinner's Lethal Toxin, it's triple skull damage to webbed, and then Aranzi Guardian's ability to put green potions on the board, make a ton of green, turn the whole board green, and then Web Spinner puts green on the board, does AoE damage, plus incidental triple damage skulls. And you'll just loop them to death with Web Spinner plus Aranzi Guardian. The other strategy would be to get Secra up top by sacrificing Night Terror, and then go for another elf in that second slot. Whatever elf, any elf, it doesn't matter. Another Secra, any elf. Arc Proxy Avenger is an elf, something else. That way you have 3 elves, and her boost ratio can then do its thing, and loop and loop and loop and loop, and just cast Secret, do your Secret loop. Once you get the 3 elves, you're good to go. You got the Giant Spider, it's not an elf, but it's worth keeping because it's a summoner. It makes purple for the Widow Queen. You don't want to get rid of it, but if you happen to get those first 2 elves up there, and then you have the Widow Queen, who's also an elf, now you have 3 elves, and you can loop a Secret. And if you got your loop going, and you want to sacrifice, the Giant Spider to try to get another elf, like, up to you. It's kind of dangerous, but you could do that and make a full team of elves, and then you're definitely going to keep that loop going. But that would be my 2 recommended strategies. So early on, you're going to, sacrifice, you're going to get up the Giant Spider or the Aranzi Guardian, first thing. Because if you get up Aranzi Guardian, you can cast it. It can make the green potions. You can get a ton of green on the board, which will get up the Giant Spider and the Widow Queen. Or get up Giant Spider with matching blue, and turn a color to purple. That gives you an extra turn. That'll get up the Widow Queen. Then you sacrifice Night Terror, and you're hoping for something good. The Devourer. Shout out to the Devourer. Watch this right here. Devourer. For some reason, it was devouring like at 100% clip. I swear. I won a battle using the Devourer. Watch this. Devour, I guarantee it. Bang! So, Devourer, shout out to that one if you want to try it. Something's wrong with it. It's like bugged, or I don't know. Maybe I was just getting lucky, but I had a battle where I used it the entire time and devoured their whole team, and it was 100% clip. And it's going to be in first slot with all those stats, too. So that's another way to do it, is Devourer, if it does what it did for me. But alright, here is the last battle. We have level 350, the hardest battle. This one's the funnest one I've ever done. Zhul'Kari is so fun. Just because you're going to win in like 5 different ways, 3 different ways, with 2 to 3 different troops. It's super fun. Just keep trying until you get the right troops summoned in. And like the enemy's not gonna kill. They're not gonna kill your Widow Queen. They're not gonna kill your giant spider most likely. So you're gonna be able to just keep resummoning and resummoning and resummoning. And if you lose a troop, bring in the spider swarm with the giant spider, and then change it to something else with the Widow Queen. Like, so it's pretty easy, honestly, and it was super fun. So you see in this one, I do the Secra thing. So I got Secra, I got the Widow Queen, who's an elf. So we already got 2 elves right now. So then my next goal was, okay, I'm going to sacrifice a Aranzi Guardian and see if I can get another elf. Because then I would have 3 elves, which is enough to loop. You guys know, I don't know if it's the raid or the Underspire or something. I think it's the raid, where we have to use that, the raid troop, Splintered Golem, who is not an elf, but the strategy is still, like, you can loop with Secra because 3 elves is enough. You can apply the same strategy to the epic trials. The enemy will never get a turn, so you just can't lose. So watch as I loop, even with just 2 elves. She's looping pretty good right here. Just bang, still my turn. You know, I'm thinking about it. Like, should I go ahead and sacrifice Aranzi Guardian? Dude, I get Arc Proxy Avendra, an elf. So now I have 3 elves, and it's just non-stop from there. I don't think I lose my turn. Bang, kill him, bang, kill him. Looping, 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 you know. Not much more to say. Just try to get the Secret loop going, and you'll be alright. Shout out to, like, Sacrificial, Widow Queen. Early on, you can use, like, her to do the AoE damage, but that's not how you're gonna really win. Don't concentrate on that. The way you're gonna win is by bringing in something good from Zhul'Kari. Web Spinner, Secra, Devourer, Arachnian Weaver, Arc Proxy Avendra. The order I would recommend for most people would be the Secra plus another elf strategy is probably the highest success rate and would get it done for the most people. The second one, that's the most fun for me, was Web Spinner up top with Aranzi Guardian. Just keep Aranzi Guardian, because now you got all that green with the Web Spinner putting on green, doing the lethal toxin. Now I got 4 elves. I didn't even remember that. Look at that. I ended up sacrificing the giant spider just to get 4 elves there. So now it's like a done deal. 4 elves with Secra, that's a done deal for anybody. You win. But yeah, that's what I would recommend, man. Use the Widow Queen until you get something good. You can even restart if you want. Restart until you get Web Spinner up top with Aranzi, or 2 elves with Secra. And those are the 2 main strategies. But shout out to the Devourer. That's a good one too. And if you happen to win using Arc Proxy or Arachnian Weaver, that's probably possible as well. But I would recommend the Secra plus another elf, or the Web Spinner plus Aranzi. On to the weekly preview. Right, so I should have the epic trials on the front of this, but let's do a super abbreviated weekly preview. Let's go to the SOULFORGE. How'd y'all do with your vault keys and everything? I never got to talk to you about it. I almost got 300 vault keys on a terrible weekend. Like, I'm having a terrible month, I had a terrible weekend, I had a terrible week, and I still got like 275, so it's definitely doable, and I didn't even play at all on Friday, so... We got a Avenger's Tome here. This is a weapon, or a pet that was in like a kingdom, or, you know, it was one of those pets that you had to pay for. So, might be the first time ever. Let's check it out real fast because, like, for example here, I have 0. That means it's something you had to pay for. Just for example, just by the way, right there. Let's go to the SOULFORGE. I don't think there's anything in here, but people were asking me to do this, and I know only the real ones are watching right now, but it is what it is. I felt like I wanted to do this, and my voice is better. Listen, you probably already heard it earlier in the video. But, yeah, nothing here, like, you know, I think the most notable thing is probably King Averlorn. He has the 50% start for elves. That's Secra Darkwood. That is Arachnian Weaver, stuff like that, and those are 2 very important troops, so... You know, having the 50% start for them is nice. But, you know, you pretty much should only do, like, top 5 legendaries in the SOULFORGE, because somebody will say something about, you know, this is a Silverglade mythic, and, you know, if you don't have any Silverglade mythics yet, blah, blah, blah. I'm not the type that'll, you know, encourage you to craft a mythic just for that when you're missing so many top 10 mythics if you are. But yeah, other than that, there was a weapon that, it might have been this one right here, that, was another one that was like, just like the book, the pet, I keep calling it the book because I keep calling it a weapon book because it's the pet. It's a book. It's, you know, but this one, same thing. You had to pay for it, and now it's here. So keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, you know, Iranian Bloom is pretty good just for this week. Book of Brambles is good. It's the secret weapon. And, yeah. That's about it for the SOULFORGE. Nothing really. No good mythics. King Averlorn, which you probably shouldn't craft, but it's just probably the best thing there. And then, like, look out for the free-to-play stuff, like the pet today and the weapon in the SOULFORGE. Alright, so we have raids right now. The raid troop was bugged, but I think it's fixed now. So, at least that's what I've heard. Let me know in the comments, but I think it's fixed now. It was not doing enough damage. Now it should be doing enough damage. I did get a tiny little update one of the days. I think yesterday night or something. Normally, what do we do next, y'all? You know, the Glory Shop. We got this troop. She's no good. I mean, red to web gem, summon a night spider. She's not terrible, but she's not empowered or anything, so not too great. But make sure you get at least one copy of her and potentially fully ascended, so you can have another fully ascended from Zhul'Kari. Arcane Spirit Trade Stones, that's blue and purple. And we'll just, like, do the mythics and the legendaries. Base rarity, blue, purple, all color. King of the Ravens. Ferris Ra. Skady. Possess King. And, you know, Scion has some interesting traits. Scylla, Deadly Waters for that. We got Triton, Merfolk start. And yeah, you know, and then there's probably some empowered converters like Malcandessa and whatnot, but go look for them. Yeah. What else is going on this week? Well, we're halfway through the week. We got the pet today, free to play. Make sure you get that pet. Everybody else, you might need it too, because you probably didn't pay like $50 million for a fully ascended pet, so you probably need some copies as well. Tomorrow, Thursday, we have Orb Weaver class, which is pretty good. It's like one of the first classes you get in the game. It's a good defensive class. It's a top 10 class. Go check out my class tier list if you want to know more. But should you spend a bunch of gems to get it to 100? Probably not. And Friday, we have, I think, Bounty. I didn't do the spoilers this week, but Bounty's in 1 day, 15 hours. And we have a new mythic. The new mythic is trash, it sounds like. I shouldn't be saying that. I'm self-sabotaging. It's awesome, guys. Mega damage. Shippity-doo-da-day. Everything's awesome. Let's get some views. But it's like a ram or something, and it knocks something to the back, does some damage. Unless the damage it does is crazy, then you probably should just skip it unless you're getting every single new mythic going forward. But we'll talk about that on Friday morning. Because maybe stuff will change. Maybe there's an amazing team. Maybe it hits super hard. You never know. But all, like, on paper, it doesn't look too super awesome. But I've only, like, briefly looked at it. So keep that in mind. And, yeah, we already did the campaign. You know, you're pretty much, you know, campaign, whatever, raid. I have a video on the raid. I have a video on Underspire. Epic Trial should be on the front of this. I don't think there's too much more to say except for Zhul'Kari event key drop table. Is really good. It's really good, y'all. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. It's probably top 5, potentially top 3, because the only 2 mythics are top 10 mythics. Arachnian Weaver, potential top 5 mythic. Arc Proxy Avenger, top 10 mythic. And Web Spinner, top 10 legendary. So, super awesome event key. You know I never say that. You got Secra, you got Malcandessa. And if you miss on this one and you get Web Spinner and Secra and Malcandessa, that's still pretty good. So, unless you're specifically saving event keys for Ironhawk or High King Iron Gut or some other, like, mythic that you're in love with in the top 10, I would say go for it. This is probably a top 3. Anything else? Trying to think. I don't think so. Zhul'Kari is now 30-starable, which I have it at 30 stars. I thought it was worth it to invest in the Elite Golds to get this to 30-star because you get a Magic Stat, and Magic Stat's the best in the game. It's the first 30-star Magic Kingdom. Zhul'Kari is a kingdom that you actually should get to 16, 17, blah, 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 because it's a Magic Kingdom. It's the only green Magic Kingdom. It's worth investing green deeds and Imperial deeds into Zhul'Kari. It's like the only for sure thing. If you want to do a certain kingdom, Zhul'Kari is the only, like, for sure thing. Because there's other purple kingdoms, but you got to choose. Are you going to do Karakoth? Are you going to do Darkstone? Are you going to do yada, yada, yada? And then the other colors don't have magic. So the only like sure thing in the entire game is Zhul'Kari, and it's now 30 30 starable. So if you're ever going to invest deeds in Imperial deeds and go up in kingdom levels past like a certain point, certain soft caps, Zhul'Kari is a no-brainer, and you can't hurt to do it. So definitely go for it if you can. I wouldn't like blow your wad and spend all your resources, but I wouldn't like use every single orb you got to gold elite. Yeah, unless you're definitely getting the stat, I guess, because it is kind of worth it because you get magic, which is directly correlates to how much damage you're going to do on 90% of your troops. But yeah, it's just notable. I did get my first 30-star kingdom. It's on 20, it's on 30. It's a magic kingdom. It's pretty sweet. I got Darkstone over here at 20. I got Zhul'Kari at 20. I got Sword's Edge at 20. And I'm working on, I think, Pride Lands next for 20. So that's a lot of 20s, and I'd rather have that than 16, 17. But whatever floats your boat. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot to hear good about the channel. Comment below. Appreciate you so much for watching. If you're watching right now, you're a real one. And put real one in the comments, I guess, because that'll help the channel, and it will, show that you were here. And, yeah, tomorrow maybe class event since I really have nothing else going on. Friday, we got the new Mythic. We got Bounty. Bounty is Tesla and not much else, so it's not super interesting to make a bounty video, but I might still do it. But the new Mythic is the main thing. We'll go over the new Mythic. We'll have a video out as soon as possible. We'll have a team. We'll have a key opening. I'll let you know if it's good or not, if it's worth going for. Yada, yada, yada. So, yeah. Saturday, live stream most likely. First one of December. And Sunday spoilers. Something like that. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.